Well, good morning everybody, and it's Saturday morning. I didn't think I was going to film today, but we woke up and it's just the most glorious sunny day. And so I decided it was time to have a go at the deck. So the deck in our garden, Mike built it 2 years ago. Absolutely love it. I'll show you in a minute. But over the winter it gets really mucky. So it gets, it's just all the general grime from the garden, but also where I've had all the pots on it, they tend to leave marks. So this morning we cleared it right off, and let me show you what we've done. Okay, so this is the deck. So this morning Mike actually took all the pots off for me, and then I actually came out with hot soapy water and a stiff garden broom, brushed it all down, and with the hot soapy water, and as you can see it's still over there. I've got the jet wash over there, just on a very light so it doesn't damage. Just hosed it all down with the jet washer, and I'm really pleased. It's come up really well. Look at that, it's lovely. So I wanted to do that because stored over there is our garden furniture, and so that's the sofa and things that we've got for the deck, and also the barbecue. But I wanted to get the garden furniture out because having had a nice day today, and they're saying that we might have some weather later in the week, I thought it'd be nice to get the garden furniture just in case you want to sit out here and have a coffee. And it's so lovely on the deck. Look at the camellias, they've all come out, they're absolutely lovely. So these were here when we moved in all those years ago, but we have 3 different colours. So we have the light pink one here, and then there's a white one, and then there's a dark pink, and they always come out in that order. So we always start from this end. That's probably because there's more sun this end as well, but I sort of get this continuum of colour coming along the hedge. So a couple of years ago we cut this right back, and last year it didn't flower that well, but this year it's absolutely full. So I'm really enjoying those. So if the weather is nice enough, it'd be nice to sit out on the deck and enjoy that. Mike put in this plum tree last year, and that's all in bud, so that's looking promising as well. I don't know if you can see that with the sun. And of course we've got the daffodils are out. It's just lovely to get back out in the garden. Oh yeah, the other thing to show you is I haven't done it yet, but I've put my pots ready to redo my herb garden. And yesterday we went to the garden centre after we'd been to the tip, and I just got some new herbs. Let me just show you what I've got. Let's see if I can lift this box up with them all in. Give me a moment to pick that up, just a moment, and I'll lift that up. Okay, so here, these are my herbs. So first of all, I got an ordinary mint. Love mint with new potatoes and things in the summer, and put it into various other things I cook. A lot of these herbs are ones that are very much used in Greek cooking, and because we do quite a bit of Greek. So I got an ordinary mint, but then I had this incredible find. I found this is a basil mint, and it's absolutely lovely. It actually smells, when you just rub the leaves and smell it, it smells of basil and mint, so I thought that'd be lovely in salads. Then I just got an ordinary thyme, used quite a bit of thyme, and then an ordinary oregano, and then I got the country cream oregano as well, because I think that will look pretty. I also love the flowers and things that come from the herbs, so it's joint use. And then I got a sage. Mike really likes sage on things like pork and what have you. A parsley, which is always useful to have a bit of parsley around, isn't it? And then finally, the one I use an awful lot of is the rosemary. So they're the 8 herbs that I'm going to put in those pots. So I might do that later this week. If we do get the good weather they've promised, I'll do that later this week. But for the moment, I'm just enjoying that we can be out here again. There's my olive tree. Yeah, so in a minute I think Mike's going to take the tarpaulin off, and we're going to try and get the garden furniture out, so I'll show you that when we get that back out onto the deck. Oh, just so lovely to be out in the sunshine again. Okay, so it's worked really well actually. We poured the furniture in with the barbecue into the corner of the deck here, and actually it's worked really well considering the winter we've had. It's stayed on right the way through. Might had it weighted down with wood and bricks. He's just taken it off, so he's just going to uncover that, and then we'll get the furniture out and get it on the deck. And it also means then I can get around the back there, because I've got a couple of plants around there that I've got a rose I didn't get to prune because I couldn't get to it. I need to get in and do that before it sprouts much more. Yeah, and a few things down here to sort out. So we'll get this off, and I'll show you once we get the furniture out. Okay, so that's good news. That's come out fine. That's really protected it well. We only bought this last year, and we don't need masses of furniture up here. This is really, it's me and Mike most of the time here. So we just have this lovely sofa, but it has the little table in the middle comes off as a little coffee table. We've got little rolling tables, and then at the bottom there they pull out as footstools, or you know, when the kids come around they prop on there as well. So I'll just pull that out. I'm not going to put the cushions on, obviously. It'll probably rain again tomorrow, but at least it's there and we can put cushions on it when we want to come out and get a coffee. So I'll just get that pulled out properly and I'll let you see. Right, so there we go with the table and the footstools. As I say, you can put the footstools, sometimes bring around the side as little seats to sit on as well, but it just gives us a bit of furniture up here to sit up here and enjoy the sun, which if the weather carries on like this we'll be able to. And now you can see behind there, that's the barbecue, and Mike made this lovely little trolley that I have all my kitchen utensils. I have to take those all off and shove them through the dishwasher. They got left out here as well, but it's all been covered with the tarpaulin, so it's fine. So yeah, I've just got this rose over here that I really need to get behind. You can see all the hips on it. I need to get that actually cut back. And then it doesn't look as if my jasmine's done very well, so I'm going to have a look and see what's happening there. Hope I haven't lost it. That was a lovely birthday present from someone just after we'd done all this. So, but anyway, here we are, garden back in use, and just really looking forward to making the most of the summer when it comes. Well, the spring at the moment, isn't it? I'll just leave you with those lovely camellias. So I think now Mike's about to get going on something in the garage again, but I'm not sure. But if he does, I'll let you see what he's up to. Well, good morning everybody. It's Monday morning and the beginning of a new week, and this is the week that we really want to get underway with the project with the utility room. So this morning Mike has had his wood delivery. Doesn't look very exciting at the moment, but let me just turn you around and show you. So he's had this wood delivered this morning. So that's to make the framework to put all the partitioning in, and then after that he'll get plasterboard. So we're going to get started on that this week. We've got a meeting this morning, so we won't get started till after that, and then he'll get on into the utility room. So yeah, not the nicest of days today actually. It's still, I don't know what it was like with you yesterday. Yesterday was horrible, really cold. Well, it started bright, but it was really cold wind, and yeah, and then lots of rain. Today's just a cold wind, but they do say this week it's supposed to get quite nice, so I'm really hoping that's right, so that we can get on with this project, and also I can get on with a bit more of the garden as well. So that's just a very quick introduction to say this is the week we're hoping to get underway, and we'll take you along with us so you can see what we're doing, or probably mostly what Mike's doing while I hold bits of wood and pass him tools and goodness knows what else. And then maybe I'll get out and do the garden. I do want to do those herb pots this week, so I'll do those as well. But yeah, we'll see what else the week brings. If we do get a really nice day, we might go out somewhere one day, so we'll see. But let's just wait and see what this week brings, shall we? I'm quite excited to get my utility room, but I think it'll be a few weeks. Anyway, catch up with you again soon. Okay, Mike, so what have you actually done today?
So I've disconnected the old isolator switch.
Right.
Which was all there was.
Which is not legal anymore. Yeah.
Well, you can have an isolator, but you really need a consumer unit.
Right.
Right, so I've installed the new consumer unit.
Right.
With an RCD, a 32 amp circuit for the sockets, and a 6 amp circuit for the lighting.
Right.
I've done a temporary fix to the old wiring for the moment while I'm doing the lining out. So we're at the stage now where I'm going to put the cover back on and hopefully reconnect it from the home consumer unit and see what happens.
One of the things that we've realised is that when Mike disconnected this, that was some of the sockets in the kitchen as well. So just now I went to put on the oven I prefer for baking. That one's not working. I've had to use the other one, but it's all fine. Right, so we'll get that on, and we'll let you know if it works or not. But that's it, a new consumer unit for us.
Yep.
The beginnings of working on this. Tomorrow the freezers go and the new ones come, so that'll be great. Okay, off you go then. I've been really lucky all my life because I grew up with a dad that could do all this sort of stuff, and now I have a husband that can do it all. So it's really lovely. And it does mean we can change things around, and hopefully I'll be able to plug everything in out here that I want to. And I think Mike's going to put some new lighting in here as well, so that will all be part of it. And get some strip lighting out here so I can see what I'm doing, because at the moment it's absolutely useless out here. Right, well that's on. Next thing is to see whether it's working.
Right.
So that's been turned on, nothing's gone bang, so hopefully it's all working. And the only way to find out is when you put the light on, it doesn't come on. So that isn't working. Okay, another little mystery for Mike to work on. Something isn't working. But that's the nature of these things, isn't it? It's tripped, so obviously it's not happy at the moment, so he'll have a look at that. Okay, so Mike went indoors and it had tripped, hadn't it?
It had.
Right,
yeah.
okay. So that's all now sorted, so the lights are on. Mike's just tidying up from here. So what's the next bit, Mike?
So the next thing tomorrow will be to start putting the supports up for the new false ceiling.
Right, which is going to
go around the top.
Right.
And that'll be boarded over. Yeah, so that'll take a little while, and then we start on the walls. Yeah, we've got the old freezers are going. These old things are going tomorrow, and the other bits are coming. So we'll have more space in here then, so it'll be easier for you to get on with all that, won't it? It will, yes, hopefully. Yeah, it'll take a little while, but we're not in any rush.
No, we're not in any rush. That's really good.
We don't need washing for the next couple of months.
Yeah, I will need to get washing on at some point. In fact, we just changed the bedding, but it's okay. I don't have to wash it straight away. Okay, good. Clear up. Okay. Time for sit down and a cup of tea, probably.
See you in the next one.
Yeah, see you in the next one. So as you can see, Tuesday has arrived and AO have been here. Absolutely brilliant. I highly recommend them if you're looking for someone. They gave us a 4-hour window, then he phoned me this morning with a 1-hour window. I could track it the whole way. I knew exactly when they were arriving, and they have removed the, let me just take you in, they've removed the big American fridge freezer that was over here, and that's my new freezer with, if I can get Mike out of the way for a moment. Now there's the new freezer and the new fridge. So they've gone in over on that side now. Still got that other spare freezer for the moment while we're moving things around, having to play around. And obviously the freezer's gone from over this side now, so this is completely clear. So I think what Mike's going to do is he wants to move the tumble dryer over to there so that he can then work in this corner to put up the ceiling, and then to start putting in the lining, the partition and everything else that needs doing. But many thanks to AO for a fabulous job, and they're just about to head off and take away our old freezer. Hallelujah, I've got rid of that old American fridge freezer that we've had forever. And Mike's now going to decide what he needs to do next. So are you, is that okay? Good. Your electrics still work then?
Yep.
So what is next, Mike? Is it trying to get the ceiling up next?
Well, starting on the supports for the ceiling. Yeah.
And once you can get this tumble dryer out of the way, you can get in there, can't you? Because that's the point, it gets in the way at the moment. We can't, obviously the one thing we can't move, which would be ideal if we could, but we can't move the washing machine because of the plumbing. And if we disconnect it, we've just got to connect it all up again, which is a bit of a pain. And I will need to do some washing at some point. So we changed the bed today, but I haven't put the bedding through yet. But it's supposed to be a nice day tomorrow, so if I can, I will. But anyway, we're underway, and there they go. Thank you very much, Mr. AO. I say I'd highly recommend them. We've used them so many times and they're absolutely brilliant. Well, good morning everybody, and what a more wonderful morning it is. The sun's out, there's a bit of a breeze, but it's quite warm. Oh, and it's really spring-like, and according to weather forecast, I think we've got this for a little while now, so that is absolutely brilliant. So the first thing I did today was actually, oh, sorry, that's the gate to the garden banging. I forgot to shut it. I'll have to do that in a minute. But the first thing I got done today was to get some washing done. So I've got my washing out, which is lovely, and with that breeze, that wind blowing, that should dry nice and quickly. All our bedding and towels on there, so that's doing nicely. And my job today, I think, is to get on and get these herbs planted up. So that's what I'm going to do today, get those all planted, and I might do a bit of weeding as well. I'm having to take it bit by bit because my knee is still really playing up, not from the fall, but it's just arthritis, and I've got an appointment next week, so hopefully I'll be able to sort something out. So yeah, so that's the herbs I'm going to do there, and then we've just have another bit of tidy around. I'm looking forward to having coffee on the deck because we've got the sofa out, so I'm going to do that. I think we'll have that. Oh, sorry, I really must close that gate in a minute. And then Mike, of course, is buried in the garage getting on with the utility room. So let's just take a walk round, see if we can see what he's up to. As we do, this is our vegetable garden here. I don't know if you can see it. Mike's cleared that out, got a few bits in, but that will be coming on as well. That's Mike's department. I do the flowers, he does the veg. Now let's see what he's up to around here. He got the battens up for the ceiling yesterday, and it looks like, if I just looks like he's getting that batten up there as well. So is that the last batten to support the ceiling?
It's the last of the perimeter.
Right, yeah.
And I've got to...
Got to what?
I've got to put the cross members across
Right,
to
yeah. Hold it up. And then the plasterboard is coming on Friday?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. So Mike's busy putting up bits of wood. I'm going to get out in the garden, and I'll show you what we get up to when we've finished some of it, okay? Oh, another door's going to bang. It is a bit windy today. Okay, so I'm going to start. I'm going to start with getting these herbs planted. So I thought I'd just show you how I go about this, because herbs don't need really rich soil. They grow in hot, dry places, especially the ones I've got. They're very much Mediterranean plants, so they don't need a lot of nutrition, and they do need a lot of draining. So I'm just going to show you how I plant up herbs by just doing one of them, and then I'll just do the rest and show you when they're done. Okay, so these are the pots I use, as you saw them on the stand, and the first thing I've done is to put pieces of crock in the bottom. Gradually my terracotta pots break, and I've always got some lying around. I have used polystyrene in the past as well, but it's not ideal. I do prefer to use the crock, but you need to do that because there are lots of holes in the bottom of this pot. I don't know if you can see that. And you don't want the water to drain straight out, but you do want it to drain well. So putting crocks in the bottom just covers up the holes, so it doesn't drain straight through, it just trickles through, which is what you want. And then I need to fill this pot, and what I'm going to do is I've got a load of soil that came out of pots, out of bits of gardening. It's used soil, so it hasn't got masses of nutrition in it. So I'm going to put about 2/3, 3/4 of that, and then I've got a bag of garden grit that I'm going to add. So let me just get started on that. I've now lost my trowel, so let me turn you off for a minute while I just go and find the trowel I was going to use. Okay, so I'm going to put in the soil first. As this goes in, you actually see it's got little bits of dead root and all sorts, so it's old soil. Sorry, I walked away from the camera, so I said that I haven't got my microphone on, so you probably didn't hear that. So this is all old soil, so I'm just going to put plenty of this in here. Once upon a time I'd tip it out of a bag. I can't lift a bag anymore. Bit of root there, I don't want that much. Right, now I'm just gonna, that was about 4, so one and a bit of the grit, 2 of the grit maybe, mix that in, and then I'll just do the same again. One, 2, 3, 1 of grit. Mix that in. Right, you don't want the soil right up to the top because you want the water to be able to sit on the top if you do need to water it. Most of the time I don't need to water the herbs, they look after themselves. So this one is my oregano. This is the common oregano. So very simple. Just make a well in the middle. Take it out of the pot. It's got lots of roots on it, so just break the roots so that they will actually start to want to go for the, and these have been watered so that they are not completely dry. Put my little label in there so I know which one it is. Run that down, and then just a little bit of grit on the top. There we go, and that's the first of my herb pots done. So I'm going to do the same with the other 7, and then I'll show you when they're all on the herb rack. Okay, very, very simple. But you know, I know when I started it was simple little things like this. I just needed someone to show me. I didn't learn gardening from anywhere else. I'm sort of taught. I've used YouTube, read books, and of course watched Gardener's World, which is my all-time favourite during the summer months. So and now I don't know whether you know that, but that came back on Friday, so that's really good to get back with Gardener's World. Gives me lots of tips and ideas. Anyway, let's get this on the rack and then I'll do the others, and it won't be long before we're ready for a coffee, and then we'll have a sit on the deck and I can show you our deck furniture with all its cushions and that on in a little bit. Great. Okay. Good, so Mike's just making coffee. I've done 4 of the herbs. I'll do the others after we've had coffee. And I think if I come up here, you can probably see this is our seating area up here on the deck. So the cushions and everything have survived well, stored away over the winter. And then last year I made these patchwork cushions to put on this. Let me just turn you around and show you a bit more of those. So you can see they are patchwork quilted and they're made into cushions. So I was really pleased with those last year. They were deeper colours, but obviously out in the sun they fade. I think that middle one actually had a green border. It looks more yellow now, but it's fine. They're lovely and they're nice and comfy there. And so this is just a lovely spot to have coffee in the morning, look out over the garden, and gradually get all the pots done. But at the moment it's just enjoying these wonderful camellias. Look at them. So we've got the deep red ones here, which are just coming out, but lots more than we've had previous years. I mean, it's just such a beautiful flower, isn't it? And then we've got the white ones here and the paler pink ones over there. And we have our bird table and bird bath. I think we're going to get a water feature this year, which we'll probably put in front of that. And then I've got all the pots to think about. But yeah, I'm going to sit down here in a minute and have coffee. Mike's just making it. I'm going to get some of that lemon drizzle cake I made the other day, and we'll have that with our coffee, and then I'll get back to getting on with my herbs. There we go, a nice cup of coffee, an oat milk latte made by Mike's bare hands. A couple of bits of lemon drizzle cake for us to enjoy. And looking out over the garden comes Mike with his cup of coffee as well. And cheers. And the washing is blowing around beautifully in the wind. We dry nice and soon. Oh, so lovely to be back out here. Just
You
brilliant.
de-spidered it.
It is all de-spidered. There wasn't any spiders on anything, and it was all lovely and dry and okay. So it all
Good.
stored really well. So have a break, darling. Not a Kit Kat. A cup of coffee and a piece of lemon drizzle cake. Then I guess you're back into the garage again to get on with the job there. But it's just lovely sitting here with the camellias. The daffodils are out. The willows now are all in leaf. Oh yes, hopefully this might be the beginning of a spring and summer that we can enjoy. Alright, so good morning everybody. It's actually Saturday morning. I haven't recorded the last couple of days because Mike's been quite busy out in the garage, and I'll show you in a little while what he's got done. And today my son's coming over and going to help him to get the ceiling panels up, so we'll be able to show you all that. But since it's a day of getting lots of work done, I'll probably be back out in the garden. We thought we'd start off with a good fried breakfast. So we've got a good old full English that we've cooked up. We often have this on Saturday, but we've got a little bit more today. Keep us going through a day of hard work, especially for Mike, who's been non-stop from all day. I've had to drag him in for dinner in the evening because once he gets started, he just loves getting on with it. So sorry, that's the noise of Mike doing his pepper on his breakfast. So we just got a lovely full English. Let me just show you. So there's mine. Sorry, I love poached egg. So mushrooms, sausages, bacon, hash brown, and an egg. And then Mike, as his usual, he prefers a fried egg. And he's got some tomatoes where I've got mushrooms. So let you get on with that, darling, so you can get on with a busy day. And hopefully our son will be here shortly to help us get on with today's work. All right, so we're in the garage, as you can see, and Mike's and my son are about to get going on trying to get the ceiling up. So the first thing Mike's done is to put all this framework in for the ceiling. I don't know if you can see that very well, but there you go. And as you'll see over here are all these panels. What are they?
Plasterboard.
Plasterboard, thank you. So those smaller ones are the ones for the ceiling, yeah?
Yeah.
And you can cut those in half.
Yes.
Right, okay, so they're the panels that will go up there. I am sort of making out what he's doing. Hasn't shared it all with me, so it's bit by bit we'll see what we're doing. But your other big job this week has been putting the electrics in, yeah?
Yeah. Rewiring it and sorting out the where the sockets are going to go and things like that.
Right, okay, so that's the new junction box there. And this,
Yeah, it's the light.
not seen this one before, but this is my don't wave at the camera, it turns off. We had that right, it didn't work, it didn't happen this time, so we're okay. So this is Mikey, who's my eldest son. He's come over to help Mike get it all up. Mike and Mikey are going to be at work today, so the wiring's all now in place. Mike was up quite early this morning to get the last bit done so they could get on with this ceiling today. So I'm going to let them get on, and I am going to go and head out because I think I'm going to pot up my dahlias today. So I shall probably see you in the greenhouse a little bit as I pot up dahlias and show you me doing that. And then I guess we'll be popping back in here later on to see how these guys are getting on. But it's time to get on with some work. Okay, so new location. I'm in the greenhouse. This is usually Mike's domain, but I want to actually try and pot up some dahlias just to wake them up. This is not to plant them out. I've done loads of research. I've never done this before. I put dahlias into the garden when we redid it 2 years ago. They've all done brilliantly. But they were getting so big, I lifted them all last winter and kept them over winter, which you can do, so I'm told. And I've kept them in the garage, and the other day I got them all out and I started to separate them up. Now, as far as I'm aware, as long as I've got this bit, I should be able to just put that into a pot that it will fit with a bit of soil, and then put them in here in the greenhouse where they're just being protected, and in the next 4 weeks or so they hopefully will sprout, and that way I'll know if they're any good. I didn't want to put them in the ground and waste and then find nothing came up, so I'm going to pop them to what they call wake them up, and then we'll see. I mean, I can see one or two of them, like this one has got a little, what they call a little eye there. I don't know if you can see it, little tiny round thing. So that should sprout. Hopefully I'll get several sprouts off it, but I have divided them up into smaller clumps. So I have no idea if they're going to work, but I've got a lot of them to do. So the idea is to find a pot that fits in. So I think if I take, let me see, I've got several pots here. Take this one. See, that will just fit in there nicely without leaving a lot of space. So I'm just going to put a pot down here. I've got potting compost down here, and somewhere I've got the trowel for that. I don't know where Mike's put it. There it is. So just a little bit of soil in the bottom, stand it in there like that, and then just a little bit of soil around it to give it something to feed from, leaving that bit sticking out. It doesn't matter if some of the tubers stick out, they're fine, so I'm told. Yeah, I'm no expert here. This is me seeing whether I can make this work, so who knows what will happen. And then once I've got that in there, they just need a little bit of water. So just a sprinkle of water, just to damp it. You don't want it wet. That's it. And then I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put them all along the edge of the greenhouse and see what happens over the next few weeks. So I'm going to get on with these. I've got a lot to do. These ones are a purple and white stripy one, which is quite big, which I love. And there was in a part of the garden where they weren't doing very well because they were getting, other stuff was getting in the way. So I want to take them out. And of course, once I know they're sprouting, I might even be able to divide them again and fill the garden up with lots of dahlias. And I want to do pots with dahlias this year as well. So so that one's done. So I've got another, I think I've got another 5 of the purple and white. I know I've got 5 or 6 of a smaller red, and then we had a really tall red. I can't remember what they're called. I'm sorry, I haven't got the details anymore. But another very tall red one, which is a huge clump. And I've divided that up, and I think I've got about 12 of those. So I've got a lot of these to do. So I'm going to get on with this, and then I'll just show you how I've stored them when I've finished, okay? Okay, so here they are. They look very exciting at the moment, and I have no idea if this is going to work. But those are my purple and white ones. So I got 6 of those, and then there's 4 of the red, and then these are very tall pom-pommy red ones that went absolutely mad. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I threw a couple out because they didn't look particularly great. I have no idea if this will work, and you'll have to wait a few weeks for me to let you know, but it's worth a try, isn't it? If not, I'll be off out to buy some dahlias. Good, so that's that little job done. Let's just show you how the guys are getting on in the garage.
Oh, now it's coming out.
Oh, has it snapped?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Now the first panel's going out, which is always going to be the test one to see how it all works. The advantage of having a nice tall sun.
Yeah, that's holding. I can feel it.
Well, first one on its way up, a few more to go.
Come a bit of an angle here for this.
Yeah, that's a...
So the first couple of panels are up, the third one's going up now. Wiring's coming through where it needs to. Yeah, looking good. Right, let's go and see what else I need to get done today.
Earlier.
Did I?
The same as the last one.
The last one was 35, I thought.
No, it's 32.
Yeah.
So they're
Make it 35.
So 35 by
so the
6,
plasterboard's up to the ceiling, and insulation's gone in above that as well. So the whole thing should make this a much warmer and cleaner place to be. So Mikey's just cutting the insulation to go in. Now the boards are up. So that's a good job done today.
Back in.
That's the insulation, which is going to go up in a minute.
Right.
What do you want me to do?
Can you, I don't know if you can read, it's only just got to literally slot in there.
This goes in above like that. But I'll come down the other end of the garage and have a look back at it if I can. There you go. So that cavity up there has insulation in it.
Let's see how out of square the garage is.
And the garage is not square, is what they've realised. So, but there you go. We're getting there. Need to have worked hard today to get that up, so it's great.
Nice and dusty.
So hi, I've just jumped back on because I realised that as we were editing this vlog, we hadn't actually done a sign-off. It's actually quite a few days later. As you may have realised, we're a little bit behind with some of the vlogs. It took us quite a while to get all the Lanzarote stuff up. So this vlog is actually last week. And I really I'm hoping that we can get this week's up by the end of the week as well. But so last week was a glorious week. That was when we had that really lovely hot weather, which is why there's so much of me in the garden. And there was a lot of fun getting that garage going. And it was great having my son over here on the last day. So hope you enjoyed seeing what we got up to last week. Things have moved on this week. So tune in later this week when we put this week's vlog up. And hopefully this week we'll get caught up with ourselves and we'll be a little bit more true to time. But thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying what we're getting up to. Please do subscribe if you haven't. If you've only just found us, it's great to have you here. There's lots more you can look back on. And if you've been with us all the way through, well, thank you for sticking with us. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you again soon with more updates on the conversion and a few other bits in the garden. And actually this week I've been out for a walk as well, so I'll share a little bit of that with you as well. But you'll have to wait until the end of this week for that. But enjoy what we did last week and see you soon.